Hey guys, all right, today's video is going to be probably one of the shortest ones in the module, but I think it's an important topic to talk about. So it's URL parameters is what Facebook calls it. UTMs is kind of the more common term. And essentially it's a way to take in non-tech terms, take a link and instead of having all these ads that are going to the same landing page and you can't really differentiate which ad is moving the needle, you're able to make custom links or add extensions essentially to each one of these ad links so they're personalized at some level. And why there's two reasons for Facebook why this is important. One is attribution. So with your Google Analytics, if you're using ClickFunnels, if you're using other third-party e-commerce tools, to be able to understand which ad is actually driving the most sales and the most traffic. Obviously, you kind of see that inside Ad Manager, but it's important also, sometimes the numbers don't add up always. Sometimes Facebook is off by a little bit. So to actually understand at the platform level where the transaction happens, which ad is responsible for the most sales. It's important also for just categorization. As you create lots and lots of ads, it's important to keep track of everything, understand which ad is driving where, and be able to tag each ad essentially. So it's important for kind of indexing and that side of things as well. And then finally, with video ads, we've talked about the video ad funnel. It's important that you're able to create custom audience for each video. It's hard to do that with ads that don't have video in them, to understand which ad somebody actually clicked on to get to that landing page and make the purchase. With UTMs and these URL parameters, you can create custom audiences that include certain elements of this. You can actually create custom audiences based on the URL. So even though each one of these ads might be going to the same product page, the URL is actually unique to each one. So you could build out a custom audience. For example, for this ad, if I wanted to create an audience of just people that click this ad and bought, I could create a custom audience based on a URL that contains this specific word in it, or this entire phrase in it. So it's important for that reason as well to create really robust and defined custom audiences. So it's honestly very, very easy to create this link. Some people get overwhelmed a little bit with UTMs and custom links, and it's very technical, but it's very straightforward, honestly. So when you're in your ad level, actually creating your ad, down here below view tags is URL parameters. And all you gotta do is follow the instructions Facebook gives you. So you basically put the kind of the keyword that defines the subset before it. So for example, one of the things we wanna have in our UTM is the source. Is it coming from Twitter? Is it coming from Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn? So you write source, which is the group, and then you write equals, and then you put what the source is. So if this was Twitter, I would put Twitter. If it's Facebook, I put Facebook. And then I simply put the end symbol. And now I can add another group, another kind of bucket. And so for this one, I'm going to do ad. So ad is the title of the group. And now I want to label this specific ad. And I called it customer carousel. You can make this more defined if you want, less defined if you want. And so essentially what you're able to do is this first word is setting up the title of that kind of grouping. Then after the equals is the definition for the specific ad. So it's very, very straightforward when you kind of just take a step back and look at it this way. I highly recommend that you start testing this out in your ads, get comfortable with UTMs. You don't have to make them very robust, right? This is simple enough for me, just based on where my traffic comes from, knowing where the source of the ad is and the ad name. Those two things give me enough data so when I go through my Google Analytics report, I can see which ad is moving the needle. So here's a little insight into UTMs. I hope you found it valuable and get started with it to do some more advanced tracking.